Hello, this is Professor G. I'm going to walk you through the New Venture Challenge cash flow statement. Don't worry, you do not have to be a finance or an accounting major or even a business major to finish this statement. Not that difficult, and I'll jump right into it. What we're looking at is the judge's perspective. So when I walk you through this, I'm essentially role-playing a judge, and what are they looking at, and how will they be interpreting your statement. This is what it looks like here on the left. Okay, pretty straightforward. First thing I want you to understand is anything that is gray, gold, you leave that alone. Those are self-calculating fields, so you don't need to enter any data or any information in there. And then anything that is blue is just guidance, and you can delete that later. So when we look at this document, any area that is, these values down here, those are self-calculating. So when you put in the data here, it gives us these totals. And so you don't need to do anything in those data fields. When we jump over to the instructions, if you go to the New Venture Student Resource folder, you'll have a copy of the spreadsheet. It'll be in the NVC Financials folder. In addition to the Excel spreadsheet, which again is this, you'll have an NVC Financials detailed instruction guide. So I'm essentially walking you through section by section how to complete this form. So, really big picture. Section 1, revenue. Look here, we say, okay, $83,738 in revenue year one. What does that number mean to the judges? It simply says that you expect to have $83,000 in revenue in year one. In this section, A, you're going to tell the judges how you came about that number. If you have a product, for example, how many units of your product did you have to sell to generate $83,738? So just paint a picture up here in section 1, detailing the judges how you got these numbers, revenue numbers. Okay. When we get over to, so revenue is money in the business, cash flow. And then we get to here, cash uses. This would be money out. These are all the expenses associated with a new venture. But again, you do not have to be an accountant. I'll jump into some more detail here. When we look at the revenue, if I'm selling products, maybe I've sold $83,738 worth of product. Okay, fine, put that in there. From year 1 to 2, it's just an estimate, right? Year over year growth that you estimate will happen. Most of you will keep loans, other debts, 0. So don't put anything there. When in terms of investments, grants, or awards, again, most of you will put 0 in that field. However, let's say you won $5,000 in another pitch competition earlier in the year. You would put $5,000 year 1 awards. So you could modify this and you could say award $5,000 for the Michigan Collegiate Startup Challenge if you did in fact win that, which we did have a student win that competition this year. So these numbers will be automatically totaled, and then we start to subtract the cost associated with your business. So cash uses, cost of goods sold. Let's say you have a t-shirt business and you're selling your t-shirts for $25. They're custom screen printed. Well, in order to custom screen print a t-shirt, you must first buy a blank t-shirt. The cost of that shirt, let's say it's $8. That is cost of goods sold. How much did the raw materials cost? that were used in the building or creation of your product. So if you're product driven, you'll have a COGS or cost of goods sold. If you're a service or you're a tech company that doesn't necessarily have a physical product, you would simply put 0 here, right? Not all of these are going to apply to everyone. That's really the big message to communicate to all of you. All of you should have some wages. You should be paying yourself from your business. And then as you grow, possibly hire others. If you have a brick and mortar location, if you have a physical location, you'll have rent, you'll have utilities, you're going to have an electrical bill, utilities, etc. General administrative, that's kind of a catch-all. Let's say you've got an office and you've got a bunch of miscellaneous expenses associated with that office. You can plug those into here. All of you should have marketing. All of you are going to need to promote your business in some way, your new venture. Otherwise, the world won't know that it exists. Okay? These other uses, all of you have unique businesses, unique new ventures. So if you have an expense or a cost that is unique to your business, put it here. Other uses, D, put that number there. And then below it says cost detail, type in what D represents in terms of cost. If you don't have those unique cost, other uses D and E, keep them 0. Okay, that's simple. Estimated income tax, you don't need to do anything. We're simply just trying to educate you on the fact that when you have revenue, when you make money in business, taxes likely due. So we apply a 25% tax rate. Capital expenditures, significant items that you need to purchase for your business. So let's say you're going to purchase a building because you are a Main Street type business. The cost of that building would go here, okay? If you're paying for it all in 1 year. If you're leasing it or renting, that would come up here, right? In rent. Or if you're purchasing, you could just do a monthly mortgage. So if your mortgage is $2,000 a month, multiply that by 12, it's $24,000. So 24 would go here. So just to the best that you're able, identify the cost associated with your new venture within the constructs of this cash flow statement. So it gives us, money in, money out, cash flow, $17,988. In this case, we assume that you already had $10,000 in the bank when you started your business. You might have 0. Most of you will have 0. So you simply put 0 there, which would mean that ending cash flow year 1 would be $17,988. The beauty of this is this number, end of the year cash flow, transfers over automatically, and we see this nice growth in cash flow. But again, refer to this guide, walk you through everything step by step, more detailed explanation. So this bottom section here, cash uses, forward. Each of you should be developing some type of business model canvas. Again, your business model canvas will reflect your unique business venture. So not all of them will look alike, obviously. One of the questions, sticking points for students is, well, how do I know what these cost structure things are? Here's a cool thing. If you need key resources, okay, when we're generating the cost structure, look at what are my most significant key resources that I need. Do I need an e-commerce website? Do I need a prototype? Start listing those and then start doing some research on how much those might cost. Okay? Then key activities. Let's say I have a tech venture and I need to have some software developed for my business because that is my business. It's a unique software. I've got the idea, but I don't have the ability to write the code, and so I'm going to have to hire a code developer. That is a key activity. That activity comes at an expense. So the nice thing about this is that when we get over, that's really the cost structure element of your business model canvas. So don't start over from zero with cost structure. Look at the cash flow statement and say, hey, here are my costs. Those are your cost structure in your business model canvas. Always here to help, so don't hesitate to reach out and have a great time preparing for NVC.